Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Life. Bright t-shirt. I'm at a job site. That's where I got to deliver this morning. And I called ahead Friday to find out if I could park here, not realizing it was a job site till I talked to the contact person. And that's what he told me. And so, and I showed up, and then there's a security guard here, and first they let me park around back where I need to unload this morning, and then they changed their mind. So now I'm parked out on the road, pretty much in the way, but this is where they told me to park, so that's what I got to do. But when I get out this morning, the shirt's bright, but we were required to wear them on the job site. I ain't crazy about it. I got half a dozen of these t-shirts. But anyway, what I wanted to get at this morning is when we speak about our God, when we speak about our Jesus, when we speak about the life in Christ that we have, we don't have to be bold like this shirt is. We can be subtle. And I found for me, subtle is way better. But then, of course, that's my personality to be subtle about that. I've shared before that I could be deep in a conversation before I ever bring up anything about my Jesus. They might be talking about a cookout, and I'll say, well, yeah, our church has one on the 4th of July, and blah, blah, blah. But I work it into the conversation subtly. I don't want to scare anybody off. I had a preacher years ago, and he told me that being bold is fine if that's your personality, but if that's not your personality, you're going to turn people away. And they'll know whether that's your personality or not. He said you have to find your niche and how to share the love you have for Christ with people. And it takes a while. He told me it would take a while to find my niche. And it has. And I'm comfortable with that. I have a good friend of mine, he's a Christian. He's more of the bold type. He just flat comes out and asks you, if you die today, will you go to heaven or will you go to hell? I can't do that. He can do that and not turn people away. So that's why I have this bold shirt on, so I'll be seen at the job site. But I don't prefer these shirts. I prefer the more subtle colors like you see me wear all the time. And in Proverbs, the 15th chapter, I'm going to read the first four verses. I'll get the words spit out in a minute. But if you have time today, read the whole chapter. It's about you're going to see what it's about, but the whole chapter deals with discipline. Was it 25 verses? 33 verses. So it won't take very long to read, but it's good. I only want to use the first four, and it was a hard decision to stop there because then verse 5 starts in the Father's discipline, and it just goes on from there. But like I said, if you have time, look at Proverbs, the 15th chapter. Starting in verse 1, it says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge acceptable, but the mouth of fools spurts folly. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, watching the good and the evil. A soothing tongue is a tree of life. A perversion in it crushes the spirit. I like that verse 4 of the ones I'm sharing this morning. A soothing tongue is a tree of life. It also reminds me of the verse in Proverbs, and I didn't bother to look it up, but it talks about a deer as it pants for water, as my soul searches for you. And I've always liked that example because I think of a lake. You're sitting at a lake and it's just smooth. It's like crystal glass, reflecting the foliage around the edge and that. And then a fish or something will make that ripple, and it just slowly spreads out over that lake. With it interrupts the stillness, but the reflections are still there, and you can see the gentle ripple. And that's what I'm getting at this morning. When we share the word of Christ, we don't have to be bold. We don't have to be rude or nothing like that. Gentle. A gentle answer turns away wrath. Think about that. So when you're sharing Christ with people, be gentle about it. Find your niche. Find whether you're somebody that doesn't gentle like I do, or as my friend is able to do, you can boldly say, if you die this morning, where will you be? In heaven or in hell? Think about that. Think about that question this morning. If something was to happen to you today, do you know where you will spend eternity without a shadow of a doubt?